Thursday the 13th of July. It's 10 past 5. We're just in the first hour of the London session. If we go to the British pound first on the daily, we can see that we are in an uptrend, but we have hit this supply zone, for the first time in about a year. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that pans out. I feel as though it's going to reject and come back down a bit. But it may pierce straight through and go to the next supply zone up here. So it's not a definite, but I would give it a high probability that it rejects, because every single supply zone that we've set up, it has hit that. It hasn't bursted through two. So yeah, I would say this is going to come to the downside, at least to this zone here, which is around the base of this, and then go on past that. So this is on the 4 hour. We can see that's kind of what we had set up. We've had that set up for a while, and it's just basically rocketed to that. On the 1 hour, this is kind of what we're looking at. So we haven't had too much of a pullback. We've had these little corrections here, but yeah, I feel as though this is going to come down. That's my initial thought, and to this zone is a really good zone, kind of like just right to there. That's where I'm thinking it's going to reject to. Obviously, that's a big movement, but in saying that, we've had all of this with no pullback, so that does need to fill at some stage. So that's kind of the thought process on the. We'll just go back onto the narrow and off of the wide. This is kind of what we're looking at the moment. That can be deleted. The reason why it can be deleted is because we are currently in the trade. If we go to this is it here. So we've gotten in. I had my take profit all the way. I've had it down here, and I'm just kind of watching to see how this kind of plays out. I could have taken the profit, that was about $500. But I do feel as though it is going to come down. You can see it's kind of testing this area again, whether it's going to go up or break back down again. So yeah, we'll kind of play that out and see how that goes. Moving on. If we go to US 30, it's actually ranging quite nicely, and we can see that it is perfect for, I would say, a sell, especially when we zoom into this zone here, which we'll see soon. So on the 4 hour, get rid of that and this. So zoomed in, we can see that it's really ranging in between these two lines, like right there. That's a horrible, horrible example. But yeah, kind of where that is now, and right, come on. Right there. So yeah, this is kind of some perfect mean reversion, and it really does trend for a long period of time, for a full couple of days, and then it will return. And so yeah, I guess my thought process is very similar to the British pound, in that I feel like this is going to reject. It is in around this zone. When we zoom in, you can see how close it is, how it pierced through it before, and now it's kind of sitting in around that zone. I would like it to just come up when we zoom in, which is here. You can see it's like right in the middle. I'd like to see how this pans out, because I would like it to come up here. Any zone that it comes up into here, I'm selling that, and I'm feeling comfortable selling that. That's like right here. I can open this up. Stop loss can be up here, and when it does come down into this zone here, then we can bring that stop loss down, and we can kind of just play with that, and we know it's at least going to get break even. That's kind of what we're thinking, and yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with that. So that's US 30. That's what we're dealing with. Very quickly on MT5, just to show the difference. I have that set up. I've got a trade ready to go. It does look like it's going a little bit to the upside. I do want to be in this trade. So what am I going to do? I'm probably going to halve that, because I can see that there's this little bit of demand here, supply, sorry. Is it going to reject out of that, or is it going to come up to this horizontal line that I've set up? Do I think it's going to come up to here? I mean, I would feel more comfortable having my first entry here, so at least I'm not going to miss out. And then the second one, if we have the horizontal line, just for the example, in around this zone, and then the third one in around this zone. So we're very spaced out and have a massive allowance for any big movement. But yeah, for it to then reject out of this completely and really push out, I'd need to see a massive move with no pullback. Like, we can see that there was a pullback here, and it's just hugging this. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Lastly, we will look at the 5 minute of oil. And the reason why, this is probably bad, we'll go to MT5 to show the example, which is here. So we can see we're in a very strong uptrend. Lately, anytime you buy down by the bands here, and you get this push, that's going to be money. And as we can see here, we zoom out a little bit, we've got a very nice layer of demand all the way through, and that's just set up absolutely right on the line of the river of the 5 minute. And so if we go back a couple of days, you can see it touches it, goes all the way to the other side, touches it, goes to the other side, touches it, goes all the way and more, all the way down here. This is basically the only time it got quite scary. Luckily, I wasn't in this at all. I kind of got out before it really fell. But even so, it dipped down and then went all the way back. So yeah, it just seems to be a common occurrence. And so I guess that is what we are planning on doing, hoping for. And so the one thing that I will do is on the 5 minute, if we go to trading view, back to this, and we put on the wide, so we can have this set up and have this go to just there, so we don't miss it at all. And we'll add an alert, because we don't want to miss out on that. That's kind of what we're dealing with. Yep, so 5 minute of Brent crude oil at the first band, and we'll be looking to get in around this second to third band here. So other than that, there is gold, but that's not really going to be looked at until news time. I'm happy to say that I got in this last night for the first time. I did my first news trade. So I got in, I rode it all the way up, and then I got out here in this zone as it was rejecting, and then as we can see that it pushed back up. And so, I missed out on about 9K, and then missed out on probably, 15K here. So that a bit frustrating. We did end up getting 5K, but it's still not the same. But that's just a learning lesson. So I'll leave it with that for now. We'll check back in tomorrow to see how we go. Thanks.